Hello and good night. Welcome to another bedtime story. This story is meant to help you sleep or to relax your mind. Try and find a comfortable place, such as your bed or a soft chair. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes now. Try and let go of the day as we begin our tale. Tonight's story is The Princess and the Pea. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling green hills and sparkling rivers, there lived a prince who longed to marry a true princess. He was not content with the title alone. He sought someone with a heart full of kindness, a mind full of wisdom, and a soul as gentle and noble as the finest melodies sung by the court bards. Though many young women claimed to be princesses, the prince could never be sure if their claims were true or if their noble airs were but a facade. The prince's parents, the king and queen, sympathized with their son's plight. They too wished for him to find a worthy companion. So they sent out heralds to every corner of the land, inviting princesses far and wide to the royal court. In no time, the palace was bustling with noble women from distant lands, each vying for the prince's hand. Yet, despite their beauty, wit, and charm, none seemed to capture the prince's heart. Something always felt amiss. One stormy evening, as thunder roared and rain lashed against the castle's stone walls, a knock echoed through the grand oak doors of the palace. The guards, puzzled by the late hour and the tempest outside, opened the door to reveal a young woman drenched from head to toe. Her hair clung to her face, and her clothes, though finely made, were muddied and torn from travel. She shivered as she stepped into the warm glow of the palace's great hall. "Who are you?" asked the queen, stepping forward with a mixture of curiosity and caution. The young woman curtsied, her movements graceful, despite her bedraggled appearance. "Your Majesty, I am Princess Alicia of the Northern Isles. My ship was caught in the storm, and I was separated from my staff. I humbly seek shelter for the night." The queen raised an eyebrow, but said nothing. She had heard tales of impostors claiming royal lineage to gain favor or shelter in palaces. Still, it wasn't against her nature to turn anyone away, especially on such a harsh night. She beckoned the servants to bring dry clothes and a hot meal for the young woman. The prince, who had been seated by the fire reading, watched the scene unfold. He found himself drawn to Alicia's composed demeanor despite her disheveled state. Her voice carried a quiet confidence, and her eyes, though tired, sparkled with intelligence. After Alicia was warmed and fed, the queen pulled the prince aside. "She claims to be a princess," the queen whispered, "but how can we be certain? There are many who would take advantage of our generosity." The prince frowned. "Do we always need certainty, mother? Sometimes the truth reveals itself in time." The queen, however, was not one to leave things to chance. That night, she devised a plan to test Alicia's claim. She ordered the servants to prepare a grand guest chamber for the princess, but gave them very specific instructions. Beneath the mountain of plush mattresses and feather-filled quilts on the bed, the queen placed a single pea. If she is truly a princess, the queen explained to her ladies in waiting, she will feel the pea through all the bedding. Only someone of the finest breeding and sensitivity could detect such a thing. The next morning, the queen and the prince awaited Alicia in the dining hall. When she arrived, her expression was polite but wary, with faint circles under her eyes. "Good morning, princess," the queen said, studying her closely. "I trust you slept well?" Alicia hesitated, then curtsied. "Your Majesty, your hospitality is most gracious, and the bed was exquisite. Yet I fear I must admit that I barely slept a wink. There seemed to be something hard beneath the mattresses that made it impossible to rest comfortably." The queen's eyes widened. She turned to her son, who looked equally surprised, but also intrigued. Alicia continued, "I mean no disrespect, of course. It's just that the bed, while luxurious, did not quite agree with me." At that moment, the queen's doubts vanished. Only a true princess, so delicate and attuned, could have felt the tiny pea beneath so many layers. With a knowing smile, she clasped Alicia's hands. "My dear, you have proven yourself to be exactly who you claim to be. Welcome to our home." Alicia looked puzzled but grateful, thanking the queen and the prince for their kindness. Over the following days, as the storm abated and her staff arrived to escort her back to the Northern Isles, the prince found himself spending every available moment in Alicia's company. They spoke of books, of music, of their hopes and dreams. He admired her wit, her curiosity, and the gentle strength that had carried her through the storm. When the time came for Alicia to depart, the prince found it impossible to let her go. He stood before the gates of the palace as her carriage was prepared. "Alicia," he said, his voice earnest, "I have searched far and wide for someone like you. Will you do me the honor of staying, of becoming my bride?" Alicia's cheeks flushed, and her eyes glistened with emotion. "Your Highness, I would be honored. But are you certain? We have only just met." The prince smiled. "Sometimes the heart knows more in a moment than the mind could in a lifetime." And so, Princess Alicia and the prince were married in a grand celebration that united their kingdoms. The story of the pea beneath the mattresses became legend, a tale passed down through generations as a testament to the importance of truth, sensitivity, and love. As for the pea, it was preserved in a crystal case and displayed in the Royal Museum, a small but powerful reminder of the night a true princess proved her worth in the most unlikely way. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed the tale tonight. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more audiobooks and tales to come. Until next time.